diving into technology, learning whether it's, how video games work or how YouTubers actually become successful by setting up the Google metrics. Like, I think that there's a lot of things that kids are doing right now that there's so much complexity behind it, but you can dive into it. And that's really the beginning of just understanding technology.
I started out, after graduating from college, working in mortgage banking. After that project ended, I actually was recruited by a number of small IT companies. After that, I actually took some time off, raised a family, and then got back into the workforce.
What got me into technology was really my dad. And so from a young age, he had gotten me into computers, learning how they worked, taking them apart, networking, learning all of the basics. So my church hired me for the summer as a 15-year-old, and I thought it was completely uncool. I was so embarrassed to be working on the computers at the church. But looking back, I'm really proud of my 15-year-old self. Following that, I had some more programming type experiences, and then decided to go to Penn State, and they had a new information sciences and technology school. I still wasn't completely sold on getting into IT at that point, mostly because I didn't understand what would I actually be doing. Would I be sitting behind a desk programming all day? But I still decided to go down that path and majored in information sciences and technology.
I really was, interested at a young age in web development, and so, at probably in my high school years, I started actually building web pages, and that kind of translated into, looking at colleges for management information systems, more of the technology background. So I think that started pretty much at an early age, and kind of evolved from there. And my career has gone all over the map in IT, right? From web development, project management, infrastructure. Yeah, so some of the jobs and experiences I've had in my career, I actually started out in help desk, so helping end users with computer problems. I kind of gradually grew into more of a web development. That's where I kind of first started off my love of IT. So worked as a web application developer for over 8 years.
When I was 21 years old, I started as a web intern. I was doing some web development. Had an opportunity to work there for about 2 years, and then when I finished college, I was hired full-time. I moved into a data analyst role, and then moved into a software engineer role. So then I got to start doing development and programming. And then a few years later, I moved into management, and so then I've been a manager and a director, and now a vice president.
I was in high school. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I always wanted to be in IT. I liked to build things. I loved Legos. So, building a digital world, building those kinds of tools was something that very much spoke to me, and that's what got me interested initially in an IT career. If I had one fear, I guess I was afraid that I would be trapped in some corner and there would just be like this one bare light bulb and I'd be working completely by myself. So I went to college, I did all these, development coursework and whatnot.
Full time that I've been working in IT, I don't think that I've ever had the same day twice.
That's still my job today, is looking at the business problems that are out there, the societal problems, looking at the technology that's available and pulling it together.
The day-to-day activities that I do is working with our clients in the government public services sector to help them with application integration, infrastructure management, and then one of the things that's near and dear to my heart is cloud modernization.
I feel like there's a sense of accomplishment with every project that's completed. There's a sense of satisfaction in seeing people evolve and seeing them grow within the industry.
I think what I find most rewarding about my career and my job is understanding the impact that it has on society, whether it be the public health crisis, child welfare, delivering benefits to citizens. None of these things would be possible without building the technology.
I do get to work in the technology, which I love, but I also get to learn a lot about the business, right? Because at the end of the day, the technology that we provide helps transform and improve the efficiency of the business. There's so much opportunity out there to do and learn what it is that you're passionate about. So I started, for example, in web application development, and I was really passionate about that. And the cool thing is that all that learning and the skills that I developed allow you to do so many different things that there's just endless opportunity in IT.
So with the advancement of technology, it does provide for greater mobility for individuals to work in their respective areas.
I've been able to kind of flex my career. It's been more of a roller coaster as I've had kids twice and then dialed back working part-time for a while. That was an option. And then roll back up. I could either be at home or in the office, right? It varies by every week. There's sometimes that I travel out of town.
So there's a number of different roles, functions in order to get a product to market. And I really did enjoy working in that collaborative effort to ensure and just to see a project go from beginning to end. More times than not, it's really working within a team effort.
I think I did have that vision of potentially just sitting in a corner in a cube in a desk all by myself when I was younger, and it is completely not like that. It's constant interaction with other people.
I've heard some stigmas about IT about being maybe not as collaborative, and it couldn't be further from the truth. Every day we have a Scrum meeting at 9 a.m. where all of the team members get together. We talk about what we did since the last time we met, what we plan to do next. You're trying to solve business problems through technology, so you're always out collaborating with the business, with your teams. It's probably one of the most collaborative careers that you could actually be in.
So I'd like to see, more women, more people of color.
I think something that's getting better over the years is being a woman in tech. Number one is to have the confidence that you can do it too. Like, there's nothing about this industry, this field, that limits itself just to men. I would actually make an argument that there's a lot of things that women bring to technology that make it better.
I've worked with people from all across the world. I led an offshore team for a while, actually two of them. One was in Manila in the Philippines. One thing, when I started my career, there wasn't as many women in IT for whatever reason. It was just in the 80s and 90s, women weren't going into it as much. Really opened my eyes when I first got the Manila team, or started working with them, because it was pretty much 50-50. Women developers to male developers. It was like just awesome to see, and to see what they added to the team too, the cultural dynamics. I definitely became a huge proponent of diversity because of that.
When I started my career in 2004, and the diversity and inclusion that I see today is really substantial. It's exciting.
When you bring people in from different cultures and different backgrounds, they bring their lens with it too, and they help refine the product and the solution. Well, looking back at my career, the most diverse teams are the ones that have been the most successful.
Knowing how to evaluate an issue and get it resolved. Tenacity would be one. Definitely being willing to work in a group setting. All of the positions require a level of analysis, and that if you're receiving requirements from an analyst, you have to sit down as a developer, understand what they are before you start coding.
There are so many different character traits that can make you successful in IT. You can be very technically focused on infrastructure or web development, robotic process automation, cloud. You can also be very business focused and understand how businesses operate, the needs and challenges that they face, and then provide technology solutions based on that. And then you can also be very focused on design and user experience, right? And have that creative side. So all of those different types of traits are needed for a good IT organization to succeed.
Some of the really important skills are being flexible and adaptable. I mean, people that can change priorities, that can respond to customer needs.
In my opinion, almost every industry is an IT industry now. So I think it's any kind of skill set that you possess inside can be translated to an IT career.
It's not absolutely necessary, but it does give you the additional skills that you need. Over time, you learn that some of the skills that you learn transcend.
When you graduate college with a degree in technology, you can go any which way.
I'm a big proponent of education. I think it's very important and provide you the knowledge needed to excel in your career. So I would strongly encourage all young folks to look at attaining education, whether it's certifications or even going through a bachelor's program if they have interest in an IT career.
Yeah, when you major in technology, you're not necessarily picking an industry. You open the doors to any industry that you want to get into.
Financially, it's not a bad career to be in either. Of course, with any industry, your salary increases with the experience.
So a career in IT really sets you up for a stable future, and it also provides opportunities to really accelerate your career. That's one of the things that I found the most interesting.
The stigma is out there that if you're in IT, it's not as attractive and not as glamorous. But trust me, it is.
For someone who might be interested in IT, I would suggest as you get into high school, if you have opportunities to take a class. I started, my IT career started with a couple different programming classes in high school.
Start looking at some of the mentors that they have in their life that maybe have a technology background.
Talk to an advisor on your college campus and see what opportunities are available.
Really, there's a career out there for everyone. So without IT or even just technology, right? I mean, we would be back in the dark ages, right? I mean, that's really at the core of humanity at this point, right?
For me, I think information technology means the enablement of programs and policies that, without IT, they would not be able to exist or work the way that they do.
So some of the challenges that you face throughout your career in IT is that the world does evolve, right? And technology is always changing and evolving, and that's part of the excitement of it as well, though.
And right now, I mean, there's all kinds of tools out there. If you're a kid today and want to do that, you can do that right now.
Would I change anything at this point? No. I just wish I had entered the industry a little bit earlier.